Soberinos, and welcome to this week's Friday Fix. Today I'm excited, super excited, to share with you a little secret. Some of you will know from posts that I've done and videos that I have posted that I am actually writing a book, and the book is a culmination of years and years and years, decades of experience coaching and using NLP, neuro-linguistic programming techniques, to support people to transform their lives. And it's also a culmination of this Go Get Sober work as well. And I haven't even tried to get it published yet. I'm in the process of writing it. The book is about the 4 foundations for successful habit change. Now, I use the word successful because lots and lots of people try to change their habits. You will know this from your own experience, that it can take years and years and years of not succeeding as well as you'd like before you finally succeed in doing whatever it is that you want to do, whether that's stopping drinking, whether that's cutting out the sugar, whether that's getting fit and healthy, whether that's cutting a relationship out of your life, whatever it might be. It can be a struggle for lots of people. You'll know people, for instance, who make New Year's resolutions and then stick to them for a few days, a few weeks maybe, and then they go back to their old habits. You will know from your own experience how challenging it can be to simply change a habit that is no longer healthy for you. And that can be a dangerous, addictive habit, like drinking, like drugs, or it can be something as simple as an annoying, irritating habit like eating too much sugar, or saying yes to people when you really want to say no. There are all sorts of unhealthy, unhelpful habits that we can adopt and that become routine, that become a pattern. And so the book that I'm writing is helping people, it's guiding people through these 4 foundations that you need to have in place if you want to be successful at any kind of habit change. Now, you won't be surprised to know that these 4 foundations are kind of written into the guidance program anyway. But I thought it would be really nice today to share with you the 4 foundations that I'm writing about, so you get the inside information before this book is anywhere near being published. So, foundation number 1, and this won't surprise you because I talk about this in all of my videos, most of my videos, a lot of my videos. Foundation number 1 is motivation. For any habit to embed itself successfully into your life, you need to keep your motivation levels topped up really, really high. You need to stay motivated. You need to stay pumped up for this new habit. You need to keep reminding yourself of all of the reasons why you're doing that, whether it is the pain and the misery you're running away from, or whether it's the glory and the joy and the liberation you are moving towards. It's about reminding yourself why you are motivated to sustain this new habit, because at times sustaining the new habit, like living your life sober, is going to become challenging. It's going to become boring. It's going to become difficult. It's going to become stressful. And it's at those times you need to remind yourself of your motivation. So motivation and staying motivated is foundation number 1. Foundation number 2 are what I call the 3 Ps: planning, preparation, and practice. The planning is really about what you're going to be doing instead. What you are going to do instead of your old habit. What is the new habit? Preparation is the bit about how you're going to do that. how you're going to prepare for the challenges, how you are going to deal with triggering situations that would have once led you back into your old habit. So the planning and the preparation are two distinct things, but they're really important things. And when you get those things in place, it makes it much easier for you to successfully sustain the new healthier habit that you want to adopt. The third P is the practice. It's recognizing, accepting, and preparing for the fact that you're going to have to put in lots of practice, whether it's staying sober, whether it's eating more healthily, whether it's developing a fitness routine. It's about the little achievable daily steps you can take and you can practice over and over again before those habits and those actions become automatic and routine enough that you're not even having to think about doing them anymore. You're just doing them. A good example with drinking would be, I don't even think about it anymore, but on a Saturday evening when I'm preparing my meals, I will pour myself a tonic water, a non-alcoholic lager, or some kind of soft drink with some ice, with a slice of lemon or lime, to make it a kind of special treat of a drink. And I will do that on a Saturday evening when I'm preparing my meal, because that has become my new routine, that has become my new habit, instead of pouring myself a stiff G&T. And it's become so practiced and so well rehearsed that I do it without thinking. Another example from me being fit and me developing a fitness routine is that I now routinely, virtually every day, will slot in a 10 to 15 to 20 minute workout, and it will be a high intensity workout. It will involve strength training. It will involve bursts of high intensity activity. And I do that without even thinking, even if I don't feel like it, even if I'm tired, even if I have a busy day. It's become so routine for me that I just slot that into my day without even thinking. And I'm only able to do these things because I have practiced. So the 3 Ps, planning what you're going to do in advance of actually doing it, so you have a plan that you can stick to and that you can feel motivated by. Preparing for how you're going to do these things instead of the old habit. And practicing, understanding that there needs to be an element of work, an element of dedication, an element of commitment, an element of practice enough times before the new habits become automatic, easy, and sustainable. So that's the 3 Ps. So foundation number 1 is motivation and how to keep your motivation levels topped up high. Foundation 2 is the 3 Ps, planning, preparation, and practice. Foundation number 3 is, it's all about, well, I've called it 2 things on my piece of paper here, but it's really about retraining your brain. It's about developing a different mindset. It's about training your brain in such a way that you are thinking and approaching your new lifestyle really positively, really healthily, and really happily. So it's about techniques you can use where you help yourself to develop a really positive approach, because when you have a positive approach to your new lifestyle, you are much more likely to stay on track and achieve it. So that foundation is all about things like developing a mindful habit. It's about developing a gratitude habit. It's about recognizing all the things that are good in your life. It's about retraining your brain to deal with the old triggers that might have pushed you down an old unhealthy habit pathway. It's about disabling those triggers, and it's about finding new, healthier ways of dealing with those triggers. So this is a really exciting foundation. The retraining your brain bit is really about being able to develop new ways of dealing with the things in your life that might have derailed you. So this is a really exciting foundation where you learn all sorts of tricks, techniques, tips and strategies to help you cope with life in a more healthy way, instead of kind of being derailed and going back down those old unhealthy mechanisms of dealing with what life throws at you. And finally, foundation number 4 is it's really about self-love, but it's about building a better relationship with yourself, because for the most part, people who develop unhealthy habits, an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, a dangerous relationship with alcohol, a dangerous and addictive relationship with drugs, with food, whatever it might be, those people tend, in the main, to have an unhealthy relationship with themselves. This was certainly true for me. If you have an unhealthy relationship with yourself, it stands to reason that you will look for ways of escaping yourself, of running away from the things you don't like about yourself. And for me, I won't bore you with the detail of it now, but for me, there was something about not being good enough. There was something about being unlovable. There was something about being not worthy. There was something about being ugly and unlovable. There was a whole set of limiting beliefs that, because I believed those things about myself, it was no wonder that I was trying to escape from that. And for me, alcohol was the mechanism. Alcohol was the substance. Alcohol was the tool that I used to use to run away from those aspects of myself that I believed were unlikable. And this is true for people who have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, with drugs, with any kind of addictive behavior. People tend to have an unhealthy relationship with themselves in some way, and that might have been caused by some kind of traumatic childhood incident, or it might have been formed by simply developing some unhealthy limiting beliefs about themselves. Whatever it was caused by, if you have an unhealthy habit that you want to crack, that you want to break away from, that you want to develop a healthier habit instead, it's really useful to learn how to build a healthy relationship with yourself, because when you do that, you eliminate the need to reach for the alcohol, to reach for the sugar, to reach for the drugs, to do the unhealthy behavior, because you've come to terms with yourself. You're happy with yourself. You've learned to love yourself. You no longer need to run away from yourself. So, the 4 foundations for successful habit change are: motivation. Keep your motivation pumped up high. 2, the 3 P's: planning, preparation, and practice. Number 3, the reason I'm looking at my notes, because I'm playing around with different titles for these 4 foundations. And the third one I'm kind of jiggling with at the moment. But let's call it brain training. It's retraining your brain to think differently about things. And number 4 is self-love. It's building a better relationship with yourself so that you eliminate that desire for the old unhealthy habit. Now, the 4 foundations for successful habit change are all written in to the guidance program. So if you're not already a member on the Go Get Sober website, get over there, join up, sign up for a membership and get access to all of these useful techniques and strategies and tips, and you get a kind of insider's insight into these 4 foundations before my book is even published. But also, what I wanted to mention today is that my next Go Get Sober live session is going to be talking about these 4 foundations in a bit more detail. So keep checking into the Facebook group And I will be posting in the next few days, I'll be posting information about the next live session. But you can only get access to the live session if you're a member on the Go Get Sober website. So you do need to join up for membership if you want access to the Go Get Sober live sessions. So watch this space for information about the next live session, where we will be going into a little bit more detail about the 4 foundations for successful habit change. I will look forward to seeing you guys in tomorrow's Saturday Share, but in the meantime, let's go get sober together. Bye.